The purpose of Lorelyn's Gourmet Desserts, it really came from food allergies first and foremost. So my food allergies, that is the story that I tie into these products. And because there's no eggs and dairy, it makes it vegan, right? And plant-based, because most dessert have eggs and they have dairy. And they're also gluten-free as well because of my food allergies again. So, you know, that just kind of made it a very inclusive product for many lifestyles.
Started Got Style in 2005, which I cannot believe that it's been this long. I was in the menswear industry for a long time prior to that, but more on the wholesale side. And then really just having worked with some of the best menswear stores across Canada and the US, I felt that there was something lacking in Toronto because we sort of had the lower end stores and we had the designer stores, but nothing in between. So I really wanted to develop something that was sort of cooler, fun.
Starting a business, you're gonna have to go out there and sell, right? I mean, it's not gonna make any sales on its own, right? So you're gonna have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and be courageous and be determined and, you know, have that mindset where, you know, again, you have to have that passion and that motivation and drive, and you have to be willing to accept the no's and not, you know, feel defeated. You just wanna keep on going.
You know, when you're starting out a business, you don't always know everything. So I definitely made a lot of mistakes in the very beginning. And it was more learning that you can make mistakes, you can make big mistakes, you can fail, but you can still move forward. I think one thing that we were really able to do early on was get into social and digital early. So I remember we were doing YouTube videos probably back, you know, 10, 12 years ago. We had actually, you know, launched an online store before a lot of our contemporaries did, before Holt Renfrew had an online store before Harry Rosen did. So always trying to innovate.
You have to ask yourself, is this a hobby? Is baking a hobby of mine, or am I gonna turn this into a business? That was the first thing I asked myself. I had to dig deep on that. And secondly, you know, also have good mentors in business that'll help guide you. Because you can't really you shouldn't rely just solely on yourself. You have to have other people around you and surround yourself with others who are smarter than you, that are more successful than you, that have, you know, achieved great heights, you know, in the business world or, you know, whatever, I guess, sector that you're, you know, working in. You should really, really seek out and have some good mentorship. You know, when I started this, there was really nothing like it in the marketplace because I went and I knocked on doors. I made a bunch of calls to very large companies as well. And they were really amazed, shocked at the fact that these are all gluten-free and plant-based and they taste good. Like they just couldn't believe it. You know, it was something that was just like unimaginable, I guess, to them.
I think the main thing is if you're starting a business is having that mission and vision about what you're doing. And as long as you're just thinking about that, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing because what you're doing is special and different. So it's more, I think, spending that time to work on what is your business plan, writing it down. I find writing it down is really crucial because you can't have it happen and if you're not visualizing it and putting it on paper and then having sort of an action plan. So I think it's doing the prep work beforehand before you launch something.
You know, I always say, guys, yeah, it's always important to have that self-positive talk, okay, on a daily basis. And, you know, whether someone is telling you this, whether you have a supportive family, friends, you got to surround yourself with those types of people. And motivational, it could be spiritual, anything that really feeds your mind on a, you know, helps you to sort of stay positive and hopeful day to day and motivated. But I was going to go back to my mother. She, you know, always called me a genius since I was young. You know, just having that support system of family, just, you know, just really being there for you has given me just, you know, it helps me stay grounded.